I've just measured the gap between the body and the finger, should we call it, and it's measuring up at 6.6 mil. Now I've got some little rubber self-adhesive pads that I'm planning on sticking on the back of here afterwards, and they're 1.5 mil. So the 6.6 plus 1.5 would be 8.1 mil, would it? Yes, 8.1 mil. Now I want a little bit of compression against those rubber pads without tightening the screws up. So I'm going to make perhaps an 8 mil little standoff to go under there, basically a tube with a 4.1 hole up it, 8.1 mil thick, and then when I screw down from the front it should compress onto those rubber pads, but I can skim it down so that I get a nice sort of nip. When I put the screw in there, I can still sort of do this to a certain degree against the friction of the rubber pads on the underneath. I don't want to lock it solid, because I don't want it to sort of jam out if we got any misalignment when I'm winding it in and out. But I do want it to be, you know, accurate, or sort of hold the dimension. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do. I've got 1.5 mil rubber pads on the back of there, plus the 6.6 standoff. Should give me the, what did I say, 8.1 distance for a little standoff. Anyway, I'll start at 8.1, and if I got to reduce it a bit, I will. Okay, oh, just plug my DRO back in. Right, so where are we? We'll face the end off. Running nice and true. Actually, I don't think I'll mess with the OD. Don't think it needs to be touched. Oh. Chamfer on the end, only a little one. That'll do me. Centre drill up the chuff. I'll just start it with the centre drill just to give me a central hole. Got the tailstock back on. Making a part for its own bush. 4.1 drill. Go in about 8 mil. If I had a DRO on my tailstock, I could have set a 0. And I'd know how deep I was drilling. Oh well. I don't think I'll be using it that often, only when I'm doing a hole that's sort of to a critical depth. Yeah, 3 or 4 mil, I just want to go beyond where I'm going to part it. How deep is that? Probably about 10 mil, go another mil or so. Squinting up a bit would help me. Okay. I'll just do a little deburr on there. You've seen me do this before. Just my little chamfering bit, just show it to the hole, basically just to break the edge. So I'll put my parting tool up now and chop it off at 8.1. Okay, so parting tool up, squared up, locked off, move back 8.1 from the front edge. I'll put a groove in there first, just a break edge on the bottom edge before I chop it off. And chop it off. So here's a little part. I'll just break off that edge there. That's done the job, and we'll give that a try. Note to self, it's a lot easier to get the screw in if you've tapped the hole first. Ah dear. Soft cast stuff this, I don't think it's the highest quality of cast. That should do me. Right, now we'll give it a try. Okay, so I screwed it down with an M4 screw of an appropriate size. And, well, you can see it is standing off. I haven't put the rubber pads on the back yet. As they're self-adhesive ones, it's a one-use job. So, but yeah, if I tighten the screw down during use, the rubber should stop it sort of wiggling about to a degree. But it can, you know, if we get any movement, it's got an allowance there, sort of designed in. Might put a little washer underneath the head of that screw, a little brass washer. In fact, while I got the piece of brass and the parting tool, I might knock one of those up now. Anyway, so that's sort of that part fitted. Now, you may ask, why didn't I screw it directly down? Problem with that is that the fascia, or all the electronic gubbins on the front, screw in from the back, so I wouldn't be able to get to the screws to fasten it, so to speak. I could have made a little nest with some clamps and all sorts, but I didn't want to go down that road. Quick, simple, make it up as you go along. That's my favourite way. So having got that in position, next thing I suppose is to put a flat on this ring to leave a wall thickness equivalent to the distance between the outside of the mandrel and the underside of the rail, as it were. And then that way I know that that's going to clamp that down at that height, you know, from the centre of the what's-it. So I'll measure that up, and then we'll set this up and put a flat on it. And of course at some stage I think I'll want to put a flat on the top so that it doesn't stick above the top of the tailstock. So it'll probably have two flats, and I'm going to want a slit in it with a bolt going through it, so we'll get on with all that lot next. So this is a really rudimentary way of milling on the lathe. I've got the part that I want to put a flat on that way, clamp down on a couple of parallels, straight on my compound, bridge across the top, nut and washer, clamping it all down onto my compound slide, and I can simply traverse back and forth across. Now I have checked that the tool isn't going to cut a great big gouge out of my compound while I'm at it. So yeah, let's just come back to somewhere near centre line, just get a touch. So I'm looking for a wall thickness there of 11.15. And at present it's 12.5, so I'll set a 0 there. Okay, let's come back. I'll wind it in, maybe half an mil cut at a time. There we go. And away to go. So for the next step, I need to get my milling slide. So as we said, it's in this box. Now I had to laugh. This box, it is recycled, and a few years ago it was a bread bin, but we haven't used it. We've got a new one, blah blah blah, and it's been sat on top of one of the kitchen cupboards, and I thought, well, I'll have that. And yeah, the missus was glad to get rid of it. But somebody commented on the last video when I introduced this wooden box, does your missus know you've got the bread bin? Which, oh, we were both there at the time when I read out this what's it. Well, it made us laugh. So thanks guys, that one really did make us laugh. But yes, it is. And in fact, on the other side, the words bread. So Ades bread bin. Happy days. I'll get my milling slide out. It's in here somewhere. There we are. So yeah, all the bits of my milling slide, everything's in here. My 4-jaw chuck, my ER32 face chuck, my face plate. In fact, that's gone rusty. I'm gonna have to give that a clean before I put it in the box and contaminate everything else. But yes, it did make us laugh. So I decided against using the milling slide and then gone for the bolted vise straight onto the cross slide. I've squared the vise up. I've set the side of the machine vertically, and I'm now centre found it with a wobble pin, and I'm going to drill and tap the hole for the M4 bolt. So I'll just centre drill it first. Just winding the carriage forward onto the centre drill. Okay, and I want a 3.3 drill. I normally get these ready beforehand, but anyway, yeah, for once I wound the chuck the correct way. Oh dear. So there's the 3.3 drill. Can't see any reason why I don't go all the way through with this, so I will. And I'll put the tap up in the chuck. There we are, right through the inside. I'll put the tap up in the chuck, and I'll probably hand wind it into to tap the hole ready for the little screw that's going to hold the arm on, and that's how that is going to fasten onto there. Right. So my next plan is to drill a hole in this direction, halfway through the wall thickness or the wall height. I'm on centre line at the moment. The hole is 25, so to come up to the edge of the hole I'd have to drop by 12.5, and then the wall is 6.25, so 12.5 and 6.25, 18.75 mil lower it needs to go. It's stuck out on the top here. I've measured it 8 mil, so I need to reposition it 10.75 mil below this surface to be at the correct height to drill it through. So I'll set that up now. So I've got a 10 mil milling cutter up in my 32 collet. Well, it's actually a 3/8 milling cutter. And I'm just going to gently come in and spot face. On here. Now I should be using a slot cutter for this, but I haven't got one. And you can see it doesn't cut on the centre. But I only want to get just beyond the centre line, so I should get away with it. I might, once I get a slight flat, just swap this back out for a centre drill and just remove the middle out of it. In fact, I seem to have got away with it. I'm nearly there. Yeah, I seem to be getting away with it. Sometimes you're lucky here. In fact, I could traverse the back of 4 across there and actually put a shoulder on it. Can I do that? I don't know, I'll have a think about it. Yeah, a slight change of plan. I decided to mill a full 90-degree pocket on there. I'm just traversing the job this way across the cutter, so I'm not climb milling. Wouldn't want to be doing that on this little lathe. So up with the chuck now and a centre drill. And we'll have a centre drilled hole in there. Yeah, it's far enough down on that face. It's not a very big head on the just taking it very gently. Not a very big head on the little M4 that I'm going to use in there. Again, it's going to be a cross-headed screw, machine screw. Because that means I only need one tool to remove the whole unit. One tool will undo the screw there and the screw there, and I can see on the screw on the quill, and it's the same screwdriver to take the unit off the side of the tailstock. So one tool removal is the order of the day. Anyway, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drill it through with a 3.3 right through to within, you know, probably in about 30 mil, and then just beyond center line I'm going to drill it with a 4.1 clearance on the screw. Then we'll be able to run the tap down into the bottom of the hole. Once it's got a slit in, when you tighten the screw it'll squeeze it together and hunky-dory. So yeah, I'm just drilling in with the tapping drill, and I can see my drill is just coming through the back edge. Gently does it, intermittent cutting on the end of the drill. Right, okay. So the part is against the back wall, and from the machine face to the back wall is 37 mil. It's 50 mil diameter, so half of it, 37 less 25, would be 12 mil. So I'm going to drill in about 14 mil from when I see the shoulder there. So what I'll do, I'll just start the drill up there, set a 0, and go 13 mil in. I think I'd probably get away with 14. So I've marked out the centre line. I'm going to try and keep this as square as I can. So I'm just tighten that screw. That's true in its guides. I'll still move a bit, hang on. So when I tighten that screw, clamp on the collar. Oh, I'm liking this. Who was it? The A-team said that love it when a plan comes together, wasn't it? That should come off the end of its stroke there. And, I don't know whether it comes up in shot. Yeah, that's pretty much where I planned it. Okay, so it's all together. I'll just wind back. You can see the figures going down on the what's it. The lighting's not brilliant in here today for this. Anyway, I'll bring it right back to the stop, and I'll just I've set a 0 already. Just back, just until that collar touches there, and the clock says 0.00. Okay. I wind forward. I'll deliberately put my hand in front so that you can prove I'm not cheating. Come back to the same point there. Yeah, 0.00. Okay, so if I go right to the front until my quill touches the carriage, I've still got my vise in there, but just get myself a reading when I touch. So I've locked the carriage off, so I'm not going to be pushing it. The tailstock's locked. Just till I touch, it should be around the 56 mil mark. That's touching there. 55.98. Let's just come back, go for that again. Again, I'll hide the clock on myself. There. 55.97. And again. 55.97. Okay. And if I come all the way back to the back. Now if this reads 0 when I hit this shoulder, you can say it's pretty accurate. Right here somewhere. There. Yeah, there you go. So as far as a readout on the travel is concerned, well, it's certainly within a thou or so anyway, you know, I can't see it being a problem. And to remove it, I just loosen that screw there, undo that screw, slide it off the end of the quill, take it away when it's not in use, which are probably going to be most of the time. And with these things, they're not auto power off, you have to turn them off. But the drawback is, the second you move it, they come on again. So I think when I store this, I'm going to be taking the battery out, because I have heard rumours that they eat batteries. Anyway, well, I think as a, what did it take me? Hour and a half, hour and 3/4 buggering about. I'm quite happy with that. I think I've got away with it, so to speak. Yeah, tidy. Well, even though it was measuring and working all right, I just noticed when I look in the camera, it's running downhill a bit. So I think I need to just adjust them again and just square that up so that at least I know that the bar is running in the direction of travel of the quill, so I'm not putting any load on this. But that's a minor detail that I can sort out. You know, I may have to open up a hole or what have you. But yeah, no problem. We can sort that. What has turned out to be a bit of a bonus is that with a bit of jiggery pokey and the aid of a craft knife, the whole assembly still fits in the box. So I can keep it all together safe in one place for when I need it. Well, there we are, guys. That was a fun little project. I mean, it only took me, what have I been doing it? 2 hours, something like that, messing about. A cheap £10 caliper from Lidl's, you know, supermarket calipers. And yeah, pretty much it's given me a tailstock DRO. Anyway, just a bit of fun. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing. Welcome to all your new subscribers. And keep commenting, guys. I do enjoy going through the comments, and especially when there's ones with a bit of humour along the lines of, does the missus know you've got a bread bin? That sort of thing. So, cheers now, and we'll see you all soon.